Well, hi, everyone. This is the SoCal Report. I'm Brad Free with one question. Is it too soon to start talking about the Kentucky Derby? Of course not. The Breeders' Cup Juvenile 1 week ago at Del Mar kind of put the end to the very first wave of Kentucky Derby candidates. Now comes the second wave, and that's the theme of this week's SoCal Report. 2-year-olds turning 3 on the road to the 2018 Kentucky Derby. And, well, the benchmark performance was 1 week ago at Del Mar when Good Magic shipped in from New York for trainer Chad Brown and took care of business in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Let's take a look at the stretch run of Good Magic running away from an outstanding field, including the odds-on favorite Bull Doro. This is Good Magic making the third start of his career, a son of Curlin, and he romped by more than 4 lengths over Solimini and Bull Doro, the 2-3 finishers, California-based 2-3 finishers, as Good Magic romped with a 100 Beyer speed figure to stamp himself as, well, we don't know if he's going to be voted the champion, but he was a championship caliber performance. And Good Magic, likely the winter book favorite for the Kentucky Derby, the 2018 Kentucky Derby. Now, what about the California-based 2-year-olds turning 3? This is, after all, the SoCal Report. Well, let's take a look at the top 3 juveniles in California. Bull Doro was the odds-on favorite in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, but he was compromised by post position. He may also have reacted from an impressive win in the front runner, and he finished third. He's a 2-time Grade 1 winner, third in the Breeders' Cup. Trainer, owner Mick Ruiz will give him 60 days off, bring him back probably in March at Santa Anita. I think he's still the top-ranked 2-year-old turning 3 in California, Bull Doro. How about Solimini? Solimini finished second to Bull Doro in the front runner. He improved off that effort in the Breeders' Cup, and he finished a good second. A lightly raced son of Curlin, trained by Bob Baffert. Solimini, one of the elite 2-year-olds turning 3 out in Southern California. And then finally, one of the most impressive 2-year-old debut winners we have seen this year. His name is Mackenzie, and on October 28th at Santa Anita, running 7 furlongs first time out, all that Mackenzie did was demolish the field. Take a look at the stretch run of Mackenzie, a son of Street Sense, a little late switching leads, but once he did at the 8th pole, he was gone. Mackenzie won by more than 5 lengths. He earned a 99 Beyer speed figure to stamp himself as one of the most promising 2-year-olds turning 3 out here in Southern California. Now, the question is, where does Mackenzie go from here? Well, he's kind of caught between a rock and a hard place because he debuted on October 28th. The cash call futurity is on December 9th. That does not give Baffert, probably does not give Baffert time to squeeze in a prep race into the cash call futurity. We don't even know if the cash call futurity will be Mackenzie's next start, but if it is, I dare say that Mackenzie could be very tough to beat in career start number 2. No 2-year-old, no horse period in the last 25 years has won the cash call futurity in career start number 2. But the way that Mackenzie ran first time out suggests that he could be the exception to the rule. Let's take a look at the 6 graded stakes races that will be leading toward the Kentucky Derby. 6 graded stakes races in Southern California, and it starts on Saturday, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Grade 3 Bob Hope Stakes. It's on Saturday at Del Mar, a 7 furlong race. We'll get to that momentarily. After the Bob Hope comes the cash call futurity on December 9th. They'll stretch out to 1 mile and 1/16th. Cash call futurity at Los Alamitos on December 29th. And then we get to Santa Anita, the big winter meet at Santa Anita, the Grade 3 Sham Stakes, a 1-mile race in January. Don't have the official dates quite yet. Followed by the Grade 3 Bob Lewis, going to start to stretch out a little bit in February, 1 mile and 1/16th, followed by the San Felipe in March. That's expected to be the comeback spot for Bull Doro at 1 mile and 1/16th. Finally, the Santa Anita Derby in early April, generally 4 weeks in front of the Kentucky Derby. And these 3-year-olds will stretch out to 1 1/8 miles. So that's a look at the California road to the Kentucky Derby. And there will be a lot of shakeups on the list between now and April out here in Southern California. Before we get to the Bob Hope and also a very interesting maiden special weight race on Saturday at Del Mar, let's take a quick peek at 5 horses to follow, 2-year-olds about to turn 3, that might be a little bit under the radar so far. The first 2 on the list happen to be trained by Phil D'Amato, and the first one is Concur. He finished second by a nose in his career debut October 21st at Santa Anita. And the thing that was kind of special about the performance is that Concur, he is not should not have been effective at 5 1/2 furlongs. He's a son of Curlin out of a Dinah former mare, and yet he made his debut going 5 1/2 furlongs and lost by only a nose. Concur wants to run farther, at least based on pedigree he does. He's Stylish, another Phil D'Amato trainee. He's a son of Into Mischief. He's a sibling to a very fast horse, a very fast filly, whose name escapes me right now, and I'll get to it in just a minute. He's Stylish, an Into Mischief colt who was very well regarded into the race that Mackenzie won. He finished second. It was a good, solid career debut by He's Stylish, and he should improve second time out. Third on the list is Instilled Regard. Trainer Jerry Hollendorfer trains this son of Arch, who stretched out from 2 sprints, and he pretty much took care of business going a mile and 1/16 on October 29th at Santa Anita. The number came back a little bit on the soft side here to 74 Beyer speed figure, but at least he has experience around 2 turns. Instilled Regard is a candidate, let's leave it at that, for the cash call futurity on December 29th. Chris's Rocket Cat made his career debut September 30th for trainer Richard Baltus. He finished 5th at odds of 21 to 1. I can't wait to bet on this guy's second time out. It was a better than looked 5th place debut. He had some trouble. He was kind of green. He didn't know what he was doing. He finished well. This is a colt that should move up a ton second time out. And then finally, Nero. You remember Nero from summer, don't you? He made his career debut in August at Del Mar, and he had the race won by 2.5 lengths at the 8th pole, and then he kind of seemed to either lose interest or pull himself up. It was a very curious performance by a well-regarded son of Pioneer the Nile, who cost $950,000 as a yearling. So those are 5 2-year-olds to watch. One of them is a winner. 4 others are still maidens: Concur, He's Stylish, Instilled Regard, Chris's Rocket Cat, and Nero. Okay, let's talk about what's happening on Saturday at Del Mar, and we'll start off with the maiden race. It's race number 7, Saturday at Del Mar, 6 furlongs, and actually a fairly deep field. A field of 11 entered this race. We're going to get to the favorite, number 8, Cool Bobby, momentarily. I just want to make a quick comment about some of the others that are in this race. Number 3, Patino, a son of Union Rags, who cost $950,000, makes his career debut for trainer Doug O'Neill. Victor Espinoza is aboard. Espinoza and O'Neill have teamed this year on 3 2-year-old first-time starters, all owned by Zedon Racing Stable. 2 of them won, the other finished second. So what do you think that the expectations are for Patino first time out? I dare say it's a go. Very curious to see if the son of Union Rags is as good as his price tag, $950,000. Number 9 is Keystone Field. He's a Candy Boy colt out of She's an 11. That makes him a full brother to a very good 3-year-old a few years ago. Candy Boy won the Grade 2 San Felipe. Trainer Dick Mandela told one of my colleagues that Keystone Field probably wants to run long. This is only a prep race first time out, which does not mean he can't win. Keystone Field is not expected to be at his best until he stretches out to 2 turns. Number 10 is Destiny Awaits. And if you bet against a Bob Baffert trained 2-year-old this year, 2-year-old first-time starter, oftentimes you come up on the short end of the stick. Baffert has started 28 2-year-old first-time starters this year. 11 of them went straight to the winner's circle. Destiny Awaits, a son of Curlin, making his career debut for Baffert. But when all is said and done, race number 7 on Saturday at Del Mar, well, it goes right through Cool Bobby. Number 8, Cool Bobby, made his career debut in early October at Santa Anita. and he ran a race that would have won 90% of two-year-old maiden special weights in Southern California. But he fell short by a neck to Talent Scout as we take a look at the stretch run of Cool Bobby and Talent Scout throwing it down. They finished 2.5 lengths clear of third. Cool Bobby earned an 88 Beyer speed figure. Like I said, that number is fast enough to win most special weights in Southern California. I think Cool Bobby is going to take some beating in race number 7 on Saturday at Del Mar. Okay, the feature race on Saturday at Del Mar is a little bit earlier in the program. It's race number 5, the Grade 3 Bob Hope Stakes, a 7-furlong sprint. This race has been won by some pretty good horses of late. Mastery won it last year. He was on the road to the Kentucky Derby until he was injured winning the San Felipe. He retired 4 for 4. 3 years ago, it was Shared Belief. He won the Bob Hope and then went on to win the Cash Call Futurity and won 10 out of 12 before he met an unfortunate early departure, I guess is one way to put it. My point is this. The Bob Hope Stakes is a race that has a lot of history to it. And this is kind of the segue, or has been in the past, toward the Cash Call Futurity. Now, I'm not sure if any of these two-year-olds running this weekend, this year in the Bob Hope, really have two-turn designs on their horizon. In fact, the favorite, number 3, Runaway, his trainer, Simon Callahan, has already said, look, this is a sprinter through and through, and we don't have any Derby dreams. He's also a very good sprinter. He has started 5 times. He's won 4 of them, finished 3rd the other time. Comes off kind of an unusual race last time out in the Barrett's Juvenile. He won by a head. He never looked like a winner at any stage of the race. He finally got up late because he's a good horse. The problem with Runaway is this. His progress kind of seems to have stalled. He's really not getting any faster on Beyer speed figures, nor on Thorograph sheets. He's still a good horse, and he could win the Bob Hope on Saturday. In fact, he's the 8-5 morning line favorite. However, I like the horse drawn to his inside. He's the speed of the field. His name is Mourinho, and he broke into the game on September 30th at Santa Anita with an impressive win. And then in his second career start, it was a race that he was supposed to win. He was 30 cents on the dollar in the Speakeasy Stakes, but they were blistering up front. He was wide, pressing a fast pace. He opened up, and then he got the staggers late. Mourinho had the race won, got tired from that fast pace, and fell apart and was collared late by Beautiful Shot. Now, Mourinho is trained by Bob Baffert. How's Bob Baffert done in the Bob Hope? Well, he's won the race 8 times, including 4 of the last 6 years. Mourinho is the speed of the field. Can you wire a field at Del Mar going 7 furlongs? Well, there were 6 races opening week at 7 furlongs. 2 of them were won by the pace setter. Mourinho, if he improves off his most recent start, blinkers are off, and if he can ration his speed, he could be long gone. He's a son of Super Saver out of a more than ready mare. Still don't know how far he can run or if he can even get 7 furlongs. But Mourinho, the horse to catch, race number 5 at Del Mar on Saturday. It's the Grade 3 Bob Hope Stakes. And in race number 7 on Saturday, Cool Bobby trying to win his second career start. There's a lot of good 2-year-olds about ready to turn 3 on the road toward the Santa Anita and Kentucky Derby. We'll be monitoring those as the season unfolds out here in Southern California. I'm Brad Free. This is the SoCal Report. Talk to you next time.